We can move forward to the Premier League sleepers. And if you're coming in outside of the United States and you want to know what a sleeper is, no, it's not someone who took too much NyQuil.
You guys don't use sleepers?
Yeah, it's
such
some guy.
Good word.
It's a sleepwalker.
Sleeping giants.
It's basically what I'm sure you picked it up. It means the underdogs, the teams that may have made some moves in the transfer window that gives them the opportunity not to necessarily win the league, although no one should have recovered from the post-Leicester fiasco, and everyone should be wary of any team because that's what can happen in any given moment in world football.
Wayne Rooney, I know he played for Everton when he actually had way more hair.
Yeah.
And he was like a baby, but still
not that much hair.
It's just weird. Not still that much.
I think it started balding as soon as he started growing. It was like just as it came in and went by.
It's funny, with your first touch came your first loss of hair.
But regardless, we're going to talk about certain teams that have made moves in the transfer window, or certain teams that have just kept players even. Like, I mean, Southampton are a team we probably will talk about in a moment, pending they keep some of their players. But every year, I feel bad for Southampton. They've just been raided.
What is this? Virgil van Dijk. Dijk or
Dijk?
Dijk?
Virgil van Dijk.
Virgil van Dijk. Just like, he pulled like a Kyrie Irving. He's like, hey, I want to go there.
And the thing is,
he goes here, Chelsea. And then he goes, me. And then he goes, there, I want to go there. He goes, me, I'm Van Dijk, and I just want to go to Chelsea now.
Southampton they probably have like the form ready because they just know that it's going to keep happening, and it's a sad state of affairs. But as it was put by Bleacher Report and many others, it's the food chain. The teams are always going to consume these bigger teams, these bigger names, and bring them into their team, their franchise, simply because they have more to offer. Virgil van Dijk played with Glasgow Celtic. I watched him extensively, and I knew as soon as I seen him that he was a talent, and he was going to go a very similar route to that what Victor Wanyama did. Almost the exact same journey. Wanyama went from Celtic to Southampton, Southampton to Tottenham, and now he had a fantastic season last year. Virgil van Dijk is going to do the same thing, whether it's going to be Liverpool, who have said they don't need another centre-back, even though if I was a Liverpool fan, I would be screaming at the TV, why in God's earth are you not taking one of the most composed, talented, dominant defenders in the league?
I'm not sure, did you not read our comment section? Do you not know who the GOAT is? Lallana.
Yeah, well that's all they need.
He's the GOAT.
He can play any position.
According to our comment section.
Oh, sure thing. So, the sleeper teams in general, to get away from that, Southampton, regardless, I mean, they're still going to be safe. I don't see anything happening with them. I would always root for that team to be able to do well after their transition. I mean, losing managers as well, like Coleman left, went to Everton, and that's one of the first teams we're going to mention. Everton. Regardless of what you think of Wayne Rooney, great.
Could be their starting 11.
Could be their starting 11. Good pick out there from Jason, who bring them in. It's still, they lost Lukaku, right? So they are immediately assumed to suffer because the guy has carried the team, banged in 20+ goals for consecutive seasons. I mean, interested to see how Wayne Rooney fluctuates in a system that's going to not as much have the pressure like solely relying on him, because Wayne Rooney, even if he had his most phenomenal game in a Manchester United jersey in his last couple of years, there's no denying that he was on a decline. But he just would always face the harshest scrutiny. I think he's going to be underestimated at Everton. And people forget that Wayne Rooney is younger than Cristiano Ronaldo. He is younger than Cristiano Ronaldo.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is. So I don't think coming back to an attacking midfield position was the best option for a guy who his finishing's his best asset, his eye for goal, his movement at times, being smart on the ball. He's got a great pass on him and his IQ is through the roof. But moving him back in a system that relied him to work so hard and to be an instrumental piece, I think was just a wrong move. I think you would either use him sparingly as a striker and maybe play him as a second striker off of a 4-4-2, which I think is what Everton might do, considering Lukaku's not the front man. I think we could see some promise from Wayne Rooney this season. I think we could see him. I wouldn't be surprised if he bangs in 10, 15 goals, gives them a good return, and helps Everton maintain their status as a consistent competitor for European football.
Can they win the Premier League? When I talk about sleepers, like my feeling is more like, no, you're really challenging for the top 4. You're going to challenge to be the thorn in anybody's side. I don't think anybody wants to play Everton. I think those are the matches on the schedule this year, pending after the first month or two.
Yeah.
Where you do have to watch out for like the narrative. So like, you know, Tottenham goes and plays Everton, or Man United goes and plays Everton, and maybe a draw comes out of it or a loss. Like you can point to some of those games as to what partially took away from whoever ends up not winning the Premier League, finishing second. They go, man, Everton was there at the right time. They seem like that team. Liverpool losing Coutinho, I think it happened, who the F knows, is such a devastating blow. And then I do keep forgetting this, and I gotta stop. Tottenham is not playing at White Hart Lane. They are playing at a renovated, they're playing at Wembley until it gets renovated. So they do, I think that takes away from the home field advantage that White Hart Lane brings.
I've been a little harsh on Tottenham, right, because they sold Kyle Walker. But when you look at the fact that Coutinho is just ready to move, I mean, Steven Gerrard just said to ESPN that Coutinho will have to force his move, and no one wants a player that doesn't want to be there. Look what happened with Dimitri Payet. If he wants to leave, my advice would be, like, you got to let him go. He's Barcelona. It's not exactly like he's moving to a Premier League rival. He's moving to a team that he knows he can further himself at. But Tottenham Hotspur, with Sharks circling the pond for Dele Alli and Harry Kane, that's like 2 new signings, I think. The more I thought about it, I was like, keeping hold of them, giving them another season to grow and mature together. They're going to be a great team. Again, I mean, Pochettino knows that system. Wanyama, Dembele, like, it's just a very hard-working, petrifying midfield to be able to come up against. And I think that their back line, losing Kyle Walker, I'm not going to, if you're a Tottenham fan and you're pretending that doesn't hurt, then I think you're in denial. It does hurt to lose a guy that was Premier League Team of the Year the last 2 seasons. He knows how to play that position. But just the overall chemistry of the team still remains. And I think that they'll definitely be pushing top 4. But West Ham, definitely a different season last year in regards to the first season, where everyone was hinting them to maybe push for a European spot. Dimitri Payet was banging in free kicks from every angle in the Premier League stadiums. But then last year, Everton started to go downhill. They moved into a new stadium and they couldn't really get the energy level and the commitment and what it seemed to be the fear of West Ham back into teams that were coming to play them. I mean, when people used to come to play against them at the whole stadium, they used to be scared. I mean, West Ham fans are pretty mental as it is.
Where is West Ham?
It's London. It's another London team.
How many teams are in London? 5, 6?
In the Premier League. Jeez. Let me see if I can read them off.
Tottenham,
Chelsea, West Ham, Watford, Crystal Palace, Arsenal. Someone screamed at the camera saying, did I say Chelsea? Yeah, I did. Someone screamed at the camera. No, not Brighton. What are you talking? You can't believe you missed this team.
Southampton.
No, they're in Southampton.
How do you God, I can't just assume the name.
I'll rule out the teams that are in their city. So Manchester United, they're in their own. Stoke is a place. Brighton's a place.
Newcastle's a place.
Newcastle's a place.
Celtic's not
who did you just say there again? Brighton is a place.
Burnley.
Burnley is a place.
Burnley's a place.
It's not. These are all places that are in, not London. I think I might have got them all. I don't know.
What about one of the new
Huddersfield's a place.
Queen's Park Rangers.
QPR are not
championship.
They're in the championship, but they're in London. They're on the team, yeah.
Boom!
All right, you got it.
Queen's Park's not a place.
So West Ham's signings, of course, as we know, Chicharito Hernandez, the little P, coming to play
top goal scorer this year.
Their team next year. So, and I think that West Ham signing Chicharito is obviously the one everyone's going to be talking about, right? Because it does make huge sense that they're bringing in a striker who has such great movement off the ball and can definitely score goals, as we know. Didn't really hit the heights at Manchester United, but that, again, that's a huge team, a huge responsibility for someone that wasn't given the keys to be the front man. He was basically a sidekick to Van Persie and Rooney and everyone else. But then when he goes to a team like Bayer Leverkusen, they're like, here, Ferrari, go drive it.
It's like 4 straight weeks he was banging in goals non-stop.
And I think that he can definitely take this team and elevate them to a point where Dimitri Payet had them, but they just couldn't seem to continue. So they also got Zabaleta from Manchester City. That's, I mean, as far as a veteran can go, you know. And then the best signing, which is one that I just forgot to mention, Arnautovic, who played for Stoke, poor man's Ibrahimovic, as many people thought. That guy lit up the Premier League. Lit up the Premier League. And I think that he signing for West Ham is exactly the type of player that's going to galvanate the team. There's your word of the day. Galvanate.
No, it's celebrify.
Man, spank that fly. I really think West Ham could be pushing for Europa League. next year.
Yeah, that's what we're mostly talking about. It's funny, we get very, very excited. I know, Tim, we're leaving, Tim. It's fine, we're almost done.
Yeah.
So, sleepers, West Ham, Everton, Southampton.
Tottenham.
Oh, well, that's like Tottenham's like a sleeper to win the whole damn thing.
I know, but that's the thing. Tottenham
West Ham ain't winning the league.
Underestimated. Never
Everton
say
ain't
never.
winning the league.
Never
I'm not saying never. I'm saying ain't.
Yeah.
A-I-N''T. Ain't.
I really don't think, there's no reason why West Ham couldn't replicate the 7th place or 6th, like what they did a couple of seasons ago. So they're a team that I definitely think people should watch out for. Sleeper, hope you didn't sleeper your way through that clip.
Forgot, most importantly, you can send this to @JasonRubin91 or @Francis and Maxwell on the Twitter, because you'll see this on Pluto on Friday. The question of the day, the crossword question of the day, and it's easy, 31 across, 3 letters, soccer's Messi, informally.